I think this shirt's a little bit loud for this video, but I wore it to make myself feel a little bit happier because it's got AR-15s in it. And I need a little happy because you guys, I don't know what happened. We surveyed over 400 of you guys on just what is your favorite deer cartridge of all time, your personal favorite. And here they are. This is the top 10 that you voted. At the end of this video, I'm going to show what my top 10 would be, and it's completely different than this. I'll say number 10 and number 1 that, according to you guys' votes, are so related that we have to talk about them at once. So we'll take number 9 first. This is extremely familiar to you if you live in Ohio or some other states with similar regulations. But if you live in other areas of the United States or around the world, you may have never even seen this cartridge. This is the 350 Legend. The idea of this cartridge is instead of having, a shoulder and a bottleneck, like the silver cartridge there that we're going to talk about next, the 350 Legend is a straight wall. The case just goes straight up. The reason for that is so that it can be used in short range areas and, where you got a lot of hunters in one area, or an urban environment, where you don't want to be firing bullets off real far. Some states are requiring these or the use of a shotgun, and so people are going with the 350 Legend. I've never actually killed a deer with a 350 Legend. I do have one of the rifles. It puts a little wallop. It's not going very fast, but it's shooting a 35 caliber bullet. That's pretty dang cool. So that comes in at number 9. Now, number 8. This cartridge absolutely shocked me that you guys put this on the list of your favorite deer hunting cartridges. Now, I don't disagree. It's an amazing cartridge. It probably wouldn't be in my top 10 for deer, but it would probably be my number 1 for just general versatile cartridge if we don't have to worry about availability. If we're just saying, you just pick the best cartridge design. This is the 280 AI, or the 280 Ackley Improved. Now, the reason that I love this cartridge is it's shooting a decently heavyweight bullet, 162 grain, 168 grain, and it's doing it pretty quick. We'll go 2,900 feet per second with that kind of class of bullet. And by having that combination, it means it's great for elk, bear, deer, caribou, whatever. But you're getting quite a bit less recoil than like your 7 mag. And so it's great for, reaching out very long distance. It's a fantastic cartridge for reloading because there's no belt like on a 7 mag, and it has a sharper 45-degree shoulder, which means as the cartridge kind of grows and expands as you're shooting it, you don't have to trim back your cases as you're reloading. So reloaders love this thing. You're going to be seeing a 280 Ackley Improved on this channel very, very soon. You guys, something is happening from one of the major rifle manufacturers that is going to shake things up in the next few weeks that I'm very excited about, and it's got to do with the 280 Ackley Improved project that I'm working on. I cannot wait to show you guys what's happening there. Okay, count them down to number 8. That's right. It's for those of you that love the lever guns, like myself. This is the 30-30. Now, nobody can really argue that 30-30 is some kind of, ballistic champion, has some kind of magic pixie dust in terms of, inherent accuracy or high BC or all the things that many people prize today. What you can't argue, though, about the 30-30, it is freaking fun to shoot. And especially if you're in a ground blind, something like that, and you're not shooting far anyway, a lot of people say, what's the best deer cartridge? And often, I'm going to tell you exactly this. Go get yourself a 30-30. Go get yourself an 8.6 Blackout. Have some fun with it, because within, 100, 150 yards, everything kills a deer. All of them kill a deer. And so find a cartridge that brings you joy. And if that's Grandpa's old lever gun, shoot the Grandpa's old lever gun. That's fantastic. Okay, coming up next, I thought this would be pegged at number 1. This, you recognize that cartridge? It's mighty popular these days. This is the 6.5 Creedmoor. 6.5 Creedmoor, you're shooting a 140 grain bullet at 2750, maybe. is all we're going to get. Not very fast, but it's a pretty high BC bullet generally in the 6.5 Creedmoors. And so you can buck wind and shoot relatively flat without a high recoiling gun. Now, a 6.5 Creedmoor I would consider, light for elk, but for deer, it's gonna clobber it. It's perfectly fine. I've just not found a deer to be a particularly difficult animal to kill. They're generally are gonna, if you put that bullet in the right place, a deer is generally gonna go down. So 6.5 Creedmoor comes in, but next, this is one that I kind of disagree. This is the ever popular 30-06 case. All the brass is identical to a 30-06, which, spoiler alert, maybe we just talk about these together. The number 2 on the list and the number 5 on the list are both the exact same piece of brass. You'll see the brass looks identical. It's just the bullet that is different. And so the number 2 on the list is 30-06. 30-06 is incredibly versatile. It's in so many rifles, and surely that's why it comes on ranked so high on the list. In fact, it gets 18.6% of the vote goes to the 30-06. Basically, 1 in 5 people is going to pick the 30-06 as their favorite deer hunting cartridge. But you know what? For me, it wouldn't be in my top 10. It's going to clobber a deer, great, but I feel like a smaller bullet, I've not had difficulty bringing deer down. And so why not move to a 6.5 Creedmoor? You know what was it? Okay, now let's real talk now. There's no 243 Winchester on you guys' list of top 10. What? There's no 243? You guys, 243 is like perfect for a deer hunt. It's perfect. You're shooting like 100 grain bullets, shooting them crazy fast. It's going to absolutely whack a deer. It is flat shooting. It is low recoil. It is great for the newest hunter and the most experienced hunter. That's such a great cartridge. And personally, like if I just have 2 rifles, one's a 243 and one's a 30-06, and I'm going on a deer hunt, I can't think of a circumstance where I'm going to pick the 30-06. Because I would rather have the lower recoil, that everybody shoots lower recoil a little bit better. And it's going to allow me to spot that impact. I'm going to shoot faster, flatter, and less wind drift than the 30-06. And so, but the 30-06 is an awesome cartridge. I think it's a little bit more recoil than is necessary in a deer gun. But then let's talk about the 25-06. Remember, same brass, very close to the same amount of powder you can put into it, different powder, but we're just shooting a tiny little skinnier bullet in that thing, right? And so the 25-06 ballistics are very compelling. Let's compare a 25-06 to a 6.5 Creedmoor, just as a reference point. And heck, we'll put the 30-06 up there. So if you look at the numbers of the 25-06 compared to the 30-06, at 400 yards, this is Hornady Precision Hunter ammo, you get identical wind drift. You're getting quite a lot less drop though, and that's because the BC is higher on the 30 caliber bullet, but it's shooting faster in the 25 caliber bullet. Now, the real problem with the 25-06 is that 25 caliber is very rare. I mean, it's pretty much the 25-06. I'm sure over the next year or two, we're going to get a 6.5 Creedmoor neck down to 25 caliber. People have been wildcatting that for years, but I'm sure that we'll get a factory 25 Creedmoor, and I think that's when we're going to see the 25 caliber kind of have a renaissance. Maybe it'll be a 25 PRC. We'll see. Now, numbers 3 and 4, we also have to take together, because look at this. Same piece of brass, but one's a different caliber of bullet than the other, right? Just like we saw with the 30-06 and the 25-06, this is the 308 and the 7mm 08. 7mm 08 is exactly what it sounds like. It's the exact same thing, just neck down to 7mm. So 308s a great choice because it's so inexpensive. Yeah, I can definitely see that going up on the list. I like cheap cartridges to shoot. 308 probably has more recoil than is totally necessary to, to be spotting your impacts and everything and to cleanly kill a deer. But a lot of people got them. It's inexpensive ammo. Great reason for that. The 7mm 08 though just absolutely one-ups the 308 in just about everything except availability and price. By shooting a 7mm bullet, you're getting a higher BC, so it's more aerodynamic and also the weight factors into there. Let's call it aerodynamic though. And so you're going to shoot, flatter out there. You're going to shoot a little bit faster as well. And because of that, the ballistics are a little bit more compelling. Look at the numbers on this one. All right, you guys, number one was excellent. I'm so proud of you guys. I mean, pat on the back on this one because it's a cartridge that I love and I did not see you guys voting as the number one. That is this. You recognize this cartridge? This is the 270 Winchester. You can't argue with 270 for anything. It's so great. Now, the number 10 that I said we were going to save till last because it was the ballistic twin of number one is the 6.5 PRC. 6.5 PRC is this new hotness cartridge, and it should be for good reason. I hunt with it a lot. But it's a ballistic twin to a 270 that's been around forever, and it's giving you a little bit less frontal diameter on the bullet, which helps to kill things that much faster, right? Look at the numbers here, 270 versus 6.5 PRC. You'll see 400-yard drop. This is, again, looking at Hornady Precision Hunter ammo. Well, both of them are 24 inches at 400 yards. The maximum effective range, 6.5 PRC will go a little bit further, but who cares because I don't think I'm going to shoot an animal past 600 yards anyway. And the drop at 600 yards, if we're just out at the range or something like that, we're within 4 inches of each other. Wind drift at 400 yards, we're within 1.5 inches, 2 inches of each other. They're ballistic twins, but you get a little bit better frontal diameter. I love the 270. That is an awesome cartridge. Cannot argue with that one. But that's you guys' list. So again, this is not the most popular cartridges. This is the top votes for your favorite cartridge, right? I'm sure the numbers are different for what the most average is that people are using in the woods. But you want to see my number one? My number one, well, let's go on a field trip, y'all. Come on. I'm getting ready for a little deer hunt that I have in Utah. Sorry for the questionable camera work. Cameraman Garrett's like, can you just let me do that part? I'm getting ready for a deer hunt. Where is it? Oh, here it is. And this is what I'm taking with me on that hunt. This is the 22 Creedmoor. This is from Horizon. This is the Vandal. It's so freaking good. We were just doing accuracy testing with it again this last week, and it just shoots those half-minute groups just one after the next. The recoil is so light in a video, I mounted this on my forehead like this, just to show how light the recoil is. Recoil so low you can mount it on your forehead, and it doesn't even hurt to shoot. It's like 8 foot-pounds of recoil. Now, it's shooting just an 80 grain bullet, and this one has a little 18-inch barrel. You guys, the Horizon Vandal, this is a premium rifle, but oh baby, that is one to check out. If you're looking for like the one deer rifle, that's what I would pick if I'm looking at a deer only rifle. So the 22 Creedmoor is the flattest shooting cartridge, period. Out to 400 yards, let's say. Now, I say period, and I'm sure there are 1,000 Wildcats and different loads, and there's so many factors in there. But when I just take, the most common load in our Excel sheet of 82 cartridges, and we filter out to 400 yards, pegged at number one, 22 Creedmoor. I had my doubts about shooting a little 80 grain bullet at deer. I thought, just why? Why don't we just use a 243 or a 6 Creedmoor that could, I think, be very compelling? Until I actually went and hunted with it. And that hunt we did in Texas, just the deer, whack, whack, they just go down. I talked with Derek at Horizon Firearms, that he's he's been present when I think he said something like over 100 deer have been shot with a 22 Creedmoor, and they didn't lose any. That's a pretty dang good track record. And so I have no doubts about taking a 22 Creedmoor on deer. And so that's my pick for number 1. These are my number 10. Now again, if we're factoring in availability, a lot of these are going out, but I'm always reloading pretty much everything these days. We're using less and less and less factory ammo. So anyway, that's my pick for my favorite deer hunting cartridge. Thanks everybody for voting in this one, and good luck to you this hunting season. We'll see you in the next video.